What is up, guys? Mcdoubles back again with a brand new Frost Hybrid video, and we've got a lot of content to get through with this one, including making it all the way to level 70, so I hope you guys are ready. Let's jump right in. Okay, so we're in Outland again, and now we're gonna go help a guildie of ours actually fight some alliance north of Thrallmar at the Forge Camp, right? So yeah, you know what? If you want to join this guild, it's I fight my enemies all lowercase misspelled. And it's meant to, enrage your opponent, right? Who wants to lose to somebody with a guild name like this? But it's nothing serious because I don't have the time to be like some crazy dedicated guild leader. Like those people, they have to do like a full-time job and it's running a guild. Who wants to do that? But I can't even do it even if I wanted to. I have in the past. But anyway, we're going to go help this guy real quick. And if you want to join my guild, you can. I have a guild banner I put up once in a blue moon. Or at least I'm going to start doing it. I think right now it's in Thrallmar, but you could see it anywhere. And if you find it, you can click on it and join the guild. But again, it's nothing deep. Anyway, let's go to the Forge Camp and help Severus kill some people, or at least die trying, right? Looks like we just rolled up on a fight, actually. We're on this 65 now. Alright, and they're both dead. I guess it was a weird 1v1 that we kind of encroached on, but thanks for the free loot and XP. I definitely needed that free, like, basically, what, 50k XP or something like that? Okay, we have this guy right here, 6200 HP, a lot of mana, and he has no idea. He's going for somebody else right now. Let's see what happens. This guy. Look at this! Look at this! Oh my god, he knocked that dude off! Nice. Alright, died to NPCs, but I'll take it. We got the loot, 16G, some blues. Not too bad. Alright, I see this chest right here. I've tried to get it a couple times, but I think if we walk in just the right place, we can land on top of it and get the loot. And I don't think it's been looted, so let's see. Oh my god. Yes, I did it. I finally did it. Let's see what's in it. This is some dude's random loot. Skullplate bracer, some potions, some mystic orb shards. Nice. Wow, level 40 stuff too. Pretty decent. So 4 potions is actually quite nice because I was out of them. So whoever lost that loot, I got it. So it's there. You know, it's possible to get that stuff. Never give it up. Never think it's impossible to get. All right, we're on this guy. Water alley. Gouge. Crap. And Ron. Oh my god, the freeze broke, man. The freeze broke. Alright, 8,000 XP. I'll take it. Oh my god, a Warsong Howling Axe! A Warsong Howling Axe, dude, that's actually incredible. It should sell for something. It's a pretty good weapon. And we needed the monies. Hopefully when we bring it back to the auction house, it's worth something. Alright, we got this guy up here. I'm going to follow him, and we're going to attack him. Waldo. A good amount of HP on this guy, but his loot looks like it's going to be nice as well, so that's why it's worth it. Okay, this isn't funny. Where's Waldo? Oh, actually, I think he's heading towards the hotspot. Let's go check that out. At the very minimum, if no one's there, we can still farm out level 63. Okay, well, the coast is clear, so I might as well farm this place. And level 63. One more level, we get a brand new ability. Level 64 new ability? Oh man, the Flame Tongue Totem. It's not bad. I mean, we can use spell power, right? And that's what you get from Flame Tongue Totem. It looks like at the moment, let's go ahead and upgrade it and see what we get. Okay, so at the moment we get 27 increased spell damage, which is not so great, but it's not terrible. We do use spell damage a lot with Frostbolt, and Frostbrand Weapon, right? So I'll take it. Alright, let's go ahead and pick up a couple experience potions and really kind of streamline our way to 70 so we can see what we get along the way as well as at 70 itself, because I'm very, very curious, guys. So this is going to help me level faster in a really big way. Hey, only 53 gold each, man. I really recommend anybody that can afford them to go ahead and pick them up, because with that idea of meta progression and Project Ascension, constantly making new characters in an attempt to, create the perfect build, really all that matters is leveling fast in a game like this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and head back to Outland and we're going to see what we can do. But this time with an XP pot popped, and we're going to farm a little bit as well, and probably do the Ring of Blood soon too. And if we find somebody with an aura to do Ring of Blood, that's going to be a lot more XP. It's going to be freaking amazing. I only need one more level to do that too. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do the Ring of Blood once again with XP Aura and XP Pot. We'll see how much XP we get. I'm hoping it's 70, but it might be 68 or 69, right? I haven't really done the math. I'm just winging it. We'll see what happens.
6.5 hours later.
Okay, guys, so 2 more levels to go. I'm probably going to farm it out in a hotspot because I'm really curious to see what seal cards I will get at max level. And so far, we haven't really got anything that's going to make this build, like, absolutely crazy at max level, unfortunately, right? Because the core is incredibly strong, but what am I supposed to do with Mana Shield, Flame Tongue Totem, random Hunter Traps, you know what I mean? Like, Cure Poison and Victory Rush. Yeah, there's not much you can do with that. Okay, level 68. 2 more levels to go. Okay, I see somebody down there. It looks like they're a smite build, but we're just gonna go for it anyway. We have no interrupts. I haven't had a real PvP fight in a bit, so I'm very curious. Let's go straight in. Immediately stun. Look at that. Fear. Fear again. Charge. Frostbolt. Frozen. How did that not go through? Freeze him. We need a frostbite. Gotcha. GG, man. I was actually kind of worried about that fight, but we came out on top, got absolutely no loot because we got 30 gold from that. GG. Okay, we're level 69 now, guys, and so what we need to do is buy some Scrolls of Fortune because I think I actually want to invest in this character more. I want to play level 70 Ascension content, and even though we're not max level on our main, our Resolute character yet, this guy might be a good temporary main because he's still incredibly strong. The core is very strong. All we need to do is get rid of some of the bad garbage rolls and see if we can replace them with like something more impactful. So I'm going to buy probably like maybe 6 or 7 Scrolls of Fortune, and we're going to re-roll a lot of the bad stuff and see if we can pull out some good rolls and maybe make something of this character who has a crap ton of potential but just isn't really there yet, right? Okay, let's re-roll our first ability. Let's see what we get. Oh, okay, Execute. This is actually pretty interesting. I'm not really sure if I want to go the Battle Mage route, but you know, it depends entirely on if we can get something like Ice Lance. At the moment, though, it serves basically as a simple Execute, right? I don't know if I'm going to go into Sudden Death, which allows me to, you know, proc a free Execute on auto attack, which is pretty strong. But, you know, at least for the moment, it serves as a potential segue into a new type of build and, you know, some Execute potential, quite literally, when a target is low on health. So I'll take it. It's not too bad. Let's go ahead and re-roll for a brand new ability now. I still need to get like an Interrupt or, you know, I'll take any more gap closers or defensive cooldowns that I can get. Maybe a shield of some kind. We have the Mana Shield, but, you know, there's Divine Shield and stuff like that. So anyway, let's go ahead and do it, guys. Let's see what we get. Oh, talk about shield, man. Oh man, okay, the power word shield, that's incredibly good. You know, it's a solid bulky shield. It's way better than Mana Shield, right? I mean, everything's mana intensive, but whatever. Let's go again. Hopefully we get something that gives us mana back. Drain Soul. Yeah, that's absolutely awful. We just got rid of that. Let's get rid of it again. Let's see what we get this time. Oh my god, it was so close to Hammer of Justice. Well, you know, the Tranquilizing Shot is not too bad. It's basically a purge, but it also gets rid of enrage effects as well. I've been using this quite a lot on my Marksman character on my Shadowlands playthrough series, so yeah, I'm well aware of the power of Tranquilizing Shot. Again, purges are good, so we'll keep this one actually. This can't be too bad. I'm gonna go ahead and find another ability to reroll, probably the Challenging Shout. Yeah, this is awful. So let's go ahead and get rid of the Challenging Shout and make sure I can't see anything. But yeah, the Power Word Shield is a phenomenal pickup. The Tranquilizing Shot, phenomenal pickup. Really happy with that because they're very, very essential to, you know, actually competing in Arena and BGs and max level. You just need to get as many things as you can get. So let's re-roll again and see if we can get something on par with what we've been getting. Okay, the Inferno. Not quite. Yeah, not quite. So let's go ahead and get rid of the Inferno, I think. We have Rain of Fire to get rid of eventually too. Soulstone. Interesting. Okay, Inferno. I'm not really too sure. Not maybe the Rain of Fire or I don't know. Let's just get rid of the Soulstone, right? Shouldn't we just get rid of the Soulstone? We can't even use it. We got rid of Drain Soul. Let's get rid of the Soulstone. Let's see what we get instead. Backstab. Wow, this is not a backstab build, guys. This is awful. We already have the Sinister Strike. We don't need something with a literal positional requirement. Let's re-roll this garbage and go for something else. Let's see what we get. Travel form. Whoa, okay. So this is a tough one because we already have a stance with the battle stance, and every time we travel form it takes us out, which is a nuisance. You know, you can create macros for it, but it is a nuisance. Also, travel form costs a ridiculous amount of mana, and our build is already mana intensive already. In fact, in PvE, I can barely cast more than like a few spells before going completely and so potions have been very essential. I don't see travel form being good for that very reason. We already have a bunch of slows, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get rid of the travel form, which might seem weird, and we'll see if we get something better and if it was actually worth getting rid of in the first place, right? I saw a Seal of Wisdom. Oh, what? Ice Lance, man! How is that even possible? Ice Lance is absolutely phenomenal with this build, guys. I mean, literally, we are a Frost hybrid. You can only roll Ice Lance in your 60s or at max level because I believe it's a level 66 ability. So, level 66 or 64, something like that, right? Absolutely crazy that we actually pulled it on this guy. I mean, I'm not really too sure. We're a Frostbrand based build. We want to auto attack, smack them with Frostbrand weapon, throw the Frost bolts, do extra damage to our target with Frostbrand as a result of the, you know, Brand and Bolt RE or Bolt and Brand RE, and you guys will see that later on in the video as well, and that's 15% more Frostbrand damage on people that we Frost bolted, but the Ice Lance could be good with things like Fingers of Frost, as you can see right here, and we have to get the Shatter talent to increase our crit on targets that would have been frozen, but this is pretty solid because it gives us more reach, and reach is, you know, it's always good in PvP, right? Because if you're fighting a lot of caster types, you know, you're trying to stick on your target, you're trying to get somebody with low health who's running away. Ice Lance can really be good for that. It should hit about as hard as a Frostbolt when I have Fingers of Frost up as well, so that's pretty good instant damage. It's kind of like having multiple ways to Maelstrom proc with completely different abilities, basically keeping it up for a very long time. So I think Ice Lance was one of the better pulls that I could have possibly gotten, and we're going to have to look more into the REs and stuff like that. You know, having Ice Lance is phenomenal as well, because with Execute, we could potentially go with the Battle Mage build, which we already played with the Fire Blast build before, but we could do with Ice Lance this time. Things like Execute as a spammable with the, you know, sudden death talent can really be kind of crazy when you think about it. If I'm throwing out free Ice Lances the entire time that I'm using Execute, I mean, that could be broken. We have the Frostbite as well, right? Which is a 15% chance to freeze our target. So we have multiple ways to get off that big crit Ice Lance. My only fear is that I'm really just straight up running out of talent points. How do I do everything? And is my build too all over the place? So will I not be able to compete? That's probably the main stuff that I'm thinking of right now, if I'm honest with you. But I do want to go for a couple more Scrolls of Fortune. I do want to re-roll maybe at least one, or maybe, let's see how many we can get, honestly, with what we've got left. Because this character's actually looking worth my time now. He's looking quite good. Maybe as a temporary main until we get more time. We have like a big break coming up. And with that break, I'll be able to play on my Resolute character more and do more Shadowlands at max level. So I'm really hyped for that. But until then, a good week or so, we need other things to do. New characters could be coming, but I definitely like the idea of doing some max level content on my Frost guy now with the Ice Lance pickup. And hey, we still have many other things we could get that could be even better, so let's go ahead and prioritize that real quick and re-roll some abilities. Okay, I'm ready. We chose Victory Rush to get rid of because we're getting the max. We don't really need it anymore. Let's see what we get. Yes! We actually did good! We re-rolled the Victory Rush into a heal, and a really strong heal too, greater heal. Obviously a 44 is not great, but we're going to go ahead and upgrade that, and it's going to heal for probably over 2k, which is very, very nice. A castable heal is much, much better than Victory Rush, especially when we're max level and we don't really need the Victory Rush as much, because it's mostly good for open world questing, or if you're a parry tank build, so we're neither of those at max. I like it. Greater heal is great, quite literally, and you know what? At this point, the only problem we have is a lack of mana. I'm looking at this Enduring Winter talent because it could give me extra mana through my Water Elemental. You know, it's kind of like a regeneration effect, but I don't know if it's going to be impactful enough, and that's really what's keeping me from doing it. Nonetheless, our build is looking good despite the mana problems, and if we could just get some agility and elect gear at max, level 70 stuff like that, it'll probably make up for all of our mana problems. Alright, let's re-roll again and see what we get. Ah, God, guys, I love doing this. Oh, so close to Seal of Wisdom, but Mage Armor. Yeah, Mage Armor is not going to be great. I mean, even though it's theoretically decent for me because it does actually give me mana back when I would be theoretically casting, which doesn't really happen. The problem is I'm already using the Ice Armor, so Yeah, this isn't very good. Let's go ahead and re-roll the mage armor since it's literally useless, and let's see what we get instead. Okay. Oh my god, life tab, dude. Okay, so we get the aspect of the cheetah. I don't really need a speed up like this, especially one that can be broken just by getting auto attacked, right? And then I get dazed for 4 seconds. So we're gonna have to get rid of the aspect of the cheetah since we have so many ways to stick on our target between charge and a literal frostbolt build slowing our opponent. So I think we're good. Let's re-roll it and see what we get. Oh my god, Entangling Roots is completely useless, dude. Completely useless. You know, nonetheless, I think we'll re-roll this in a moment, so don't worry. Okay, let's go ahead and re-roll it and see what we get. Re-rolling the Entangling Roots and... oh, yikes, dude. Curse of Exhaustion. That is absolutely atrocious, and it's really, really bad, mostly for the fact that we are a literal hybrid build focused on shooting frostbolts, okay? I do not need a slow, man. I just don't need Curse of Exhaustion. It's not very good. I wish I hadn't rolled with the talent point open. That really did feel like a mistake, okay? So, anyway, guys, you know, I think we can get rid of this in a second, so let's go ahead and get to level 70, and then we will be able to re-roll this with the level 70 Scroll of Fortune, and we'll see what we get then. Okay, so we're in Outland now. What we're going to go ahead and do is farm out level 70, and then we'll be able to do a brand new re-roll at level 70, and maybe get some more seal cards as well, which, you know, we could get something that could completely alter what we're going to do with the next video. I mean, at this point, I'm kind of torn between continuing this character at 70 because he definitely looks fit to do so, or just using one of our OP skill cards to start anew. And level 70. GG, there we go. We finally did it. Just had to farm out in this hotspot right here. Now that we're level 70, let's go get some rerolls done. Okay, so now we're back, and we just opened some of our seal cards. We got Mortal Strike, guys. Now, this one looks amazing, because you know how much I like to play warrior-type builds. I've done it many, many times before with Outlaw series, and in my opinion, those were some of my best videos, because there was a lot of 1vx's where I could beat 2, 3, 4 players by myself in those videos, so that was really sick. We also got Exorcism, we got Ice Barrier, Pyroblast is really cool, and then Shred, right? So these are not too bad. Exorcism could be used in a future Mortal Strike, but we also have the cat form that we've really got to do, and I think cat form is like right up there for the next video for me, so it's between cat form and continuing to play this guy. But I think that I'm still going to delve at level 70 on this guy a little bit, whether I put it in my video or not, because he's definitely very fun, and we still have some rerolls to do, so let's go ahead and do that and see if it makes any kind of difference at all, guys, because it possibly could. Alright, so let's see what we get. Whirlwind, that's very, very interesting. You know, Whirlwind is, well, it's a warrior ability, so first and foremost, Battle Mage would proc the Ice Lance when I use it. Number 2, we do dual wield, so that's interesting. It works pretty well with that, and it gives us a little bit more cleave, right? More AoE, so that's very strong, because that's the one thing we really didn't have. And I also went ahead and I took Pain Suppression at level 70, because it's pretty freaking good. It's a defensive cooldown where we didn't have one, so this should serve us well in PvP in the future. Well, okay, where do I start? First of all, this build came out to be something truly special. I didn't actually get to show you guys, but we ended up rolling the Blade Flurry talent as well, which is quite good because it gives me cleave, more cleave, right, and increases my attack speed, both of which are incredibly essential. We are a Frostbrand-based build, trying to get off those auto attacks, so I do think that if it wasn't for the Ice Lance, we would not be going hard into, like, the Frostbolt. So, you know, we're kind of testing something with that, but, you know, Pain Suppression, Power and Shield, these are incredibly good defense. I really like this character, and I think it's only important for me to, you know, just give it a try at max level, so I think that's exactly what we're going to do. I went ahead and I bought some new weapons. It's the only thing I could afford at the moment, so we got the Bloodforged Reflex Blades and the Bloodforged Bogspine Knuckles. Now, this is the spec that I've ended up going with. I have Frostbite, Ice Shards, Shatter, and Fingers of Frost. Now, these are all lumped together to give me more crit with frost spells, higher crit damage with those spells, and just give me platforms, avenues, which I can freeze people or, you know, treat them as if they were frozen in order to get crits, because Shatter allows me to, you know, have 50% increased crit on frozen targets. So it's all very, very solid. In the Rogue tree, we took things like Improved SS and Blade Twisting, again, for SS damage. We have the Combat Potency for our offhand melee attacks having a 100% chance to generate 5 energy. energy. Blade Flurry obviously helps with this as well. This is quite cool. And we also got close quarters combat since we're using fist weapons for 10% more flat crit. We are actually a crit based build. We also took Honor Among Thieves for 3% more crit, and whenever we do direct damage every 3 seconds we can get a combo point. That's pretty good as well. Elemental Devastation allows me to, when I get a crit with Ice Lance, which will happen often, and Frostbolt, which also will happen often, it will give me 9% increased melee crit. So I'm going back and forth, very hybrid crit focused, and it's quite nice. I have 5% more spell and melee crit here with Thundering Strikes, and then my capstone bonus, of course, gives me more spell crit based on 30% of my agility, so we're all agility based as a result of that. That means I need gear that is agility and intellect and stamina focused, and again, raw attack power is good as well. We took Flurry, so when we crit, we get more attack speed. Again, very, very hyper, synergistic. We have the Spirit Weapons for 30% increased Frostbrand weapon damage, Mental Quickness to convert 20% up to 40% of my attack power into bonus spell damage, and Maelstrom Weapon so that my auto attacks give me a chance to get an instant cast Frostbolt, all of which incredibly good for me. I went with 2 out of 3 in Sudden Death because it's all I could afford, to where my melee hits now have a chance to proc Execute, so that's at least a little bit of extra damage, which is quite nice. And then I also went into Dual Wield Spec for 5% hit, 25% increased offhand weapon damage, and then in the Rogue tree, we weren't able to get the Dual Wield Spec for 50% increased offhand weapon damage, but I really wish I had it. So if anybody has any recommendations of maybe some things I overrated and maybe there's ways I can include different things, please let me know. But so far I think this is at least a good place to start. Nowhere do I think it's perfect, but I do think it's a good place to start for this build. We're kind of going to have to decide probably if just straight up attack speed crit and auto attacking is better than anything we could ever do with Ice Lance, but at the moment I'm not quite there, so we'll have to do maybe some dungeons or some battlegrounds and really figure that out in the next video. So yeah, that is my build, guys, the Frost Hybrid build. What did you guys think? I think it actually came out pretty dang well. I didn't really expect it to come in so strong with the Ice Lance at the end, or even the castable heal. I never expected to go full agility and actually benefit from it with my spells, with Thundering Strikes, and of course still getting that bonus with going agility with my traps, and I happen to get 2 traps. Blade Flurry at the end, so didn't even really get to use it yet, but of course this will make a big difference as well, and overall an ever so, vigilant core that always paid off. I mean, the build was very strong, guys. Overall, I think it was pretty awesome, but let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought, and what should I do for my next video? Should I continue this guy for sure, as I definitely feel inclined to do so, or should I go with a new skill card, a new character? And you guys know my skill cards from one of my last prior videos before we made the Frost Hybrid, so if you don't know anything about that, make sure to go check it out now, and you can figure out what skill cards we have. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and to subscribe, but I will see you guys in the next video. Mcdoubles out.